Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to the January 2024 shop update, the first shop date of 2024. I've left it until quite late in the month, just because, you know, over the Christmas and New Year period, not much was happening, but a bit. So it's not really, again, not a great deal to show at the moment, but a few bits and pieces. So because of, you know, making these ukuleles, banjoleles, etc., a few bits and pieces that I need. And one of them, I bought this tremolo kit. Let me just get it out of the little bag. This basically Stratocaster tremolo kit, which comes with the 5 springs, a couple of screws, and this plate here, which I found is a really useful piece of kit for, in particular, a tailpiece for a banjo. So that's for a possible future project. Somebody bought one of my handmade instruments, looked at my banjo, which I just finished at that time, was really impressed with it and said that he would like one. And I quoted him a price, and he said he'll think about it. And that was a few weeks ago, so it may or may not happen, doesn't really matter to me either way. So that's one bit that I've recently bought. Also, I bought these key rings. There's 50 of them in there. Key ring with a little chain on it, because using my laser engraver, I'm going to start to make things like key rings, you know, name tags, that kind of thing. Now that I've had a bit more practice with it and I can use it a bit better, that's one thing that I'll be doing. And with the airbrushing, not just that really, but you know, some of the other painting and everything I've done, I've decided it's time to get a proper face mask, which comes with a whole bag of spare pads. So it's a proper respiratory face mask. Something I should have had a long time ago really, but I just got round to getting that. And one other thing I'm actually trying at the moment, for something which I'll show you in a minute, but I've bought just a little sample of epoxy resin, the resin itself and the hardener, which I've been using to fairly good effect, to be honest. So, you know, I wanted to try just a small sample one first to make sure it was good for what I'm using it for. Now that I've found that it is, I will get, you know, a bigger amount. Okay, so also with my laser engraver, it does come with a little green shield, but it doesn't always cover, and you know, sometimes I'm looking at the laser, which is not good. So I bought a pair of goggles, which, you know, wrap around all the sides of these, although you can't really see it. These are green, so you know, they wrap around the sides as well. So these are really handy for when I'm doing any engraving work on the laser. And a few other things that I bought. I bought a big old tub of distilled water, because one thing I've found out is that when you're, you know, airbrushing and you want to dilute the paint, it's better to use distilled water rather than tap water. So I bought myself probably a lifetime supply right there. But distilled water has 1,001 uses, you know, so it's handy to have. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. Quite a while ago, I sold one of my cookie tin ukuleles to somebody. They bought it online and I posted it to them, and they were pretty happy with it. That was quite a long time ago actually. It's probably a year and a half, 2 years ago maybe. And quite recently, just after Christmas, I think it was, they contacted me again, said, have I got any more? I said, I've got one left. And I sent them some photos. They said, we'll have it. So they bought that, and I've sent that. And I think, from what I can gather, they run a ukulele school, or they've got a little group, or something, I don't know. And because they like the ones that I made, they commissioned me to build some more for them, between 5 and 10. So I did stop making the Cookie Tin ukuleles for one specific reason. They're a pain in the arse to make. They really are finicky. It's much easier to make, you know, wooden ones, whatever shape, size, style, or design. Much easier than the Cookie Tin ones. I mean, Cookie Tins, or Biscuit Tin as I would call it, are not really designed for musical instruments. So you have to do a lot of fettling and faffing about, strengthening, and you know, all that kind of thing. But here is one that I finished. It is a Cookie Tin, and I've put some faux, what do you call it? This stuff. I've forgotten what it's called. Anyway, it's a sticker basically. Now the reason I put that on there is once I built it all, I mean, I have got bracing inside here, top and back, where I thought I would need it, and you know, I've got the bridge on, and you know what? Once I got it all tuned up and I was playing it, it had a horrible metallic rattly sound. It just sounded awful. And I tried a different bit of bracing, but I had to put it on the outside because this is now all glued together. I can't open it. And it kind of worked, but it looked hideous. So I took it back off and I put this on the front. As I said, it's just a sticker, but it's probably, I guess, 1/2 mil thick. It's fairly thick for a sticker. And that solved the problem. I haven't got that horrible rattly sound anymore. And it sounds a little bit like a ukulele. Quiet, but you know, it's a novelty. It's not really, you know, sort of supposed to be a professional instrument or anything. It's a novelty. And I have actually got another one that I've almost finished as well, but I've got that part of it gluing at the moment, so I can't show you that. But I've also been experimenting with my laser engraver. Glass is useful but a pain. So this was actually the first one that I'd done, and it doesn't look too bad, but if you look up close, there's a couple of little sort of errors on it, but it you know, from that distance even, it looks fine. So, you know, that's one thing I'm experimenting with, and that was, to be honest, this was one of the main reasons I got the engraver. It's for exactly this, putting my logo onto headstocks and the like. So this, you know, it was a real pain in the arse making this. They really are a faff. But it's turned out all right. As I said, it's a little bit quiet. It's not too bad. I mean, like I said, it's not as meant to be a professional instrument. It's a novelty. And if they decide that they like this and the other one that I've made, I'll be making up to 8 more. So yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's something that's been commissioned, and you know, if they go for it, you know, there's a fair bit of money involved in that. So it's worth doing. I just hate doing them because they're such a faff. They really are a faff. Okay, so there's not much more. Oh, actually, there is one thing, because you know, they've commissioned me to build all these Cookie Tin ukuleles. I have bought a few of these. So basically, it's a DIY ukulele kit. Which comes with the fretboard and the body and the neck. Okay, I mean, it's all, you know, basswood, cheap, and there's a little pack of goodies in there. You've got the tuners and the strings and the bridge and the saddle and the nut. So all the bits that you need to make a ukulele. So, I mean, I've basically bought these for the necks because I'm not going to be using the bodies, I'm going to be using cookie tins for the bodies. But also, you know, they come with the tuners and the bridge and the strings. So obviously I'll be using all that as well, plus obviously the fretboard. So basically using all of it that's in the kit apart from the body. So, I mean, those were really, really cheap, under a tenner each for each kit. So, you know, I'm not going to use expensive components on these. They are novelty items, but playable. And, you know, some of them turn out really good and they sound awesome. So, yeah, so that's a possible project that I will be doing. I didn't record any of the building of this because of how much of a faff they are. This took me about a week to make this with a ready-made neck. So, you know, they are a proper pain in the arse, and I haven't recorded that. I'm probably not going to record any of the rest of it. I might record a few bits and pieces, because obviously they're a bit unique, you know, heating ukuleles. So I might record a bit, I might not, I don't know. So that's all of that, and I showed you in a recent shop update about my my airbrush kit, which I have been using and experimenting with, and you know, researching, watching YouTube videos, and getting a little bit better each time I use it. And that is, for those of you who know about airbrush kits, that is a 0.3mm airbrush. So the needle and the nozzle are 0.3mm. I'm not going to go into a full explanation of what that means. As I said, those of you that use airbrushes will know exactly what that means. Now, I was looking into getting another kit, which came with a bigger compressor and 3 guns, but I thought, you know, I didn't really want to justify the cost of that. Not really expensive, but more than I really needed to spend. So after doing a bit more research, I found this kit. Okay, so what we've got here, I mean, there's a proper air hose there, which you can attach to a proper air compressor, and I will get one of those later. But what you may see is that we've got 3 different size pots, and here are the needles, and here are the nozzles, and we've got other bits and pieces in there. Now, the reason I bought this, well, 2 reasons actually. First of all, this one is a trigger mechanism rather than the button on the top. Personally, I prefer this. You know, I just find that a bit easier to use in the hand. You know, it fits nicely in the hand, it's not going to fall out, and I find that trigger mechanism, for me, much easier to use. I mean, for people who do airbrush, you know, and professionally as well, and they want that really fine detail, this might not be the ideal piece of kit. But for me, I like this. And it comes with 3 different needles. 1 is already in the gun, so we've got the 2 other needles here, and 3 nozzles. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think the one that's in the gun right now is the 0.3mm, like my other one. But this also comes with a 0.5mm and 0.8mm. As I said, the needle and the nozzle. So it's basically 3 guns in one. And as I said, it's got the 3 different chambers or pots with it as well. Nice bit of kit. I like this, and I haven't actually used it as such yet. I've tried it just with water, just to see how the trigger feels, and I like it. It's, for me, it's very ergonomic. I prefer this style, but I'm not going to be doing, you know, the fine detailed airbrushing, which airbrushes basically are designed for, because I'm not particularly artistic. I can't draw or paint all that well. So it's not you know, so much for that. Although I will practice and see if I can do bits of that. That's kind of the point of buying it in the first place. So now I've got two guns, the one with the little button trigger and this one with the, you know, gun type trigger. And you know, this kit, as I said, comes with 3 needles and 3 nozzles, 0.3, 0.5 and 0.8 millimeter. So that's effectively 3 guns in one, plus my other one. And I am going to get a bigger compressor as well, not a, you know, workshop type one, but just a mini one like this. I think they're like 15 to 50 psi, something like that. So you don't need much more than sort of 20, 25 psi mostly on airbrushing. Up to about 30 would usually be the maximum. But I do want an extra compressor, and I want a slightly better one that came with this kit. So that's pretty much it for the shop update. Oh, how we're on. Oh, that was close.